Hey you guys, let's do the sheriff's blotter. Here's the gum I'm chewing tonight, by the way. Wrigley's fruit stripe chewing gum. Is it Wrigley's? Why did I say Wrigley's? I'm not sure if it's Wrigley's. I just know I love it. I got my clicker, I got my notepad, my scissors. I'm good to go. I have 3 newspapers with 3 different sheriff's blotters. Is that terrible? Whenever I get a newspaper, the first thing I look for, the sheriff's blotter and the obituaries. That's terrible. A warehouse. A thief stole a wallet, $100 wallet, and a $135 U.S. passport, a $250 pair of sunglasses, and a pair of shoes valued at $45 from a car parked off the highway. A culprit took $250 cash in a box containing $10 worth of items, lipstick valued at $10, and a fake pearl necklace worth $20 from a vehicle parked on the Canyon Drive. A person stole a $1,000 laptop computer, an $80 navigation device, and a $100 dash cam from a car. Somebody was stealing cars. A car parked on such and such a drive. A vandal caused $2,000 in damage to the tailgate of a truck parked near the Sheraton Hotel. Terrible. A person stole a backpack containing $4,000 in cash from an unlocked rental car parked near the Ranch Studios, movie studios, on such and such a road. Someone stole a car, registration, insurance document, and a pair of $40 shoes from a vehicle parked on such and such a road. That's terrible. Somebody just went all around town looking for unlocked cars. You guys lock your cars? I'm from California. We've always locked our cars from day one. A burglar caused $2,700 in damage, shattering a window and prying into a safe at a home on such and such a road. And the resident says nothing was taken from the safe, but the items were amok. They were disturbed and strewn about the room. Oh my goodness. Calabasas. I always tell you guys this. I always think of the Kardashians when I read Calabasas. A thief stole a $1,700 purse containing a $500 pair of Prada sunglasses, a bank card, a driver's license, and a passport from a vehicle parked in the 26,000 block of the highway. Oh my gosh. A thief stole $150 pair of sunglasses, a $65 pair of shoes, and the car registration from a vehicle on such and such a street. Someone stole a $400 backpack, 2 rings, valued at $2,500. And a $500 necklace, $100 cash, $100 pair of shoes from a vehicle parked on the boulevard, downtown on the boulevard. A person took a $400 computer tablet from a home on such and such a road. A thief stole a handicap placard, a $50 power drill, and a $50 outlet adapter from a car parked on the 30,000 block of the highway. And burglars broke in and took a $300,000 Tiffany desk clock and 3 men's watches valued at $425,000 from a home on such and such a road, and the culprits caused $600 in damage to get into the house. Now, I've never heard of something that expensive in the Sheriff Blotter. That really could be the Kardashians' house. A $300,000 desk clock and 3 men's watches. So between those items, 4 items, $725,000. Oh my goodness. A thief stole a $500 wristwatch and a wallet containing various bank cards from a car parked near the home on such and such a street, and one of the cards was then used to make $200 worth of unauthorized purchases. Let's see here. Sheriff Blotter or a thief. Whoops. A thief. Attempted to steal a car in the first ward of such and such. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. A cell phone value had about $800 was stolen in the 5,000 block of such and such a road. Merchandise up to $1,000 was stolen from the hobby store down 1700 block of the boulevard. A bike valued at $800 was stolen from the 2000 block of such and such a street. Approximately $1,000 in property was stolen from a trailer in the 900 block of such and such a road. A man, age 74, was arrested for domestic violence in the 1900 block of such and such. A 28-year-old man was arrested for disobeying a domestic relations court order in the 5,000 block of such and such. A man, age 52, was arrested on an outstanding warrant in the 4,000 block of such and such. Property up to $1,000 was stolen from a car in the 100th block of such and such. A man trespassed onto private property and barricaded himself inside the guest room in the 2000 block of the Main Street Boulevard. Property up to $1,000 was taken from a car in the 200 block of such and such an avenue. 37-year-old man was arrested and for giving false information to a police officer on the 1000 block of Main Street Boulevard. A man, aged 29, was cited for driving with false registration tabs at the corner of the intersection of the Main Street Boulevard and the 101. A police officer was battered in the 2000 block of the boulevard. A 52-year-old man was arrested on an outstanding county warrant in the 4000 block of such and such. A vandal pried open a mailbox at the medical center in the 5000 block of the boulevard, causing $400 in damage. A 36-year-old man was arrested on multiple outstanding warrants and petty theft in the 200 block of the Main Street Boulevard. A man, age 64, was cited for driving with false registration tabs in the 300 block of such and such a road. More than $1,000 in property was stolen from an unlocked car in the 600 block of such and such. A car valued at $15,000 was taken from a garage in the 4000 block of via such and such. A 19-year-old woman was arrested for inflicting corporal injury in the 100 block of College such and such. A man, aged 39, was arrested on via such and such near the boulevard for possessing and being under the influence of drugs and on an outstanding burglary warrant. Oh my God. A 56-year-old man was arrested for failing to register as a sex offender in the 3000 block of such and such. A man, aged 26, was arrested for felony domestic violence in the 1000 block of such and such. Deputies arrested a 35-year-old man on 2 outstanding out-of-county warrants in the 3000 block of Calle de la such and such. A man, age 49, was arrested for domestic violence in the 600 block of such and such. A 62-year-old man was arrested on an outstanding warrant at intersection of such and such and Calle such and such. An 18-year-old woman was arrested for stealing from her employer and conspiring to commit a crime in the 900 block of such and such. A man, age 34, was arrested on an outstanding warrant in the 300 block of such and such. A 47-year-old man was arrested for domestic violence in the 4000 block of Calle such and such. Police arrested 3 people on suspicion of driving without a license or on a suspended license. During that same time period, 6 people were arrested on charges of driving under influence of a controlled substance, and 16 people were arrested on various drug charges. 4 people were arrested for being drunk, intoxicated in public. And she was Blotter. Let's see here. A man, age 23, was arrested 2400 block of such and such for being under the influence of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. A 23-year-old man was arrested near such and such a street for possession of a controlled substance and drug paraphernalia. A woman, age 41, was arrested in the 2700 block of such and such a road on an outstanding arrest warrant and for shoplifting, 2 counts of burglary and 2 counts of battery. A 36-year-old man was cited in a 2800 block of such and such for being under the influence of a controlled substance. A woman, age 22, was arrested in the 2800 block of such and such for being under the influence of a controlled substance. A 29-year-old man was arrested in the 600 block of Avenida de la such and such for inflicting corporal injury and pain on his roommate. An 18-year-old woman was arrested in the 4800 block of Via such and such after kicking a police officer in the stomach and spitting in another person's face during a checking on her well-being. A man, age 28, was arrested near such and such an intersection for being under the influence of a controlled substance after admitting to an officer she was using heroin earlier in the day. A 27-year-old man at the same scene was also arrested for being under the influence. The such and such a club in the 2800 block of the Boulevard reported a burglary. A 36-year-old man was arrested in the 500 block of Avenida de la such and such for public intoxication. A 19-year-old man was arrested in the 1300 block of such and such a road for being under the influence of a controlled substance and possession of a switchblade knife hidden in his shoe. A man, age 46, was arrested near such and such an intersection for being under the influence of a controlled substance, possession of a smoking device, and brass knuckles in his coat pocket. That is crazy. Brass knuckles. Who has brass knuckles anymore? I thought brass knuckles were a mafia thing from years ago. That's funny. Okay. Next, 2 2 women, aged 24 and 41, were cited in the 500 block of such and such for petty theft. The younger woman was also cited for receiving stolen property and possession of medication without a prescription. A man, aged 26, was arrested in the 900 block of such and such for driving under the influence. Next, a 28-year-old man was arrested on the 2100 block of such and such for possession of metal knuckles. Oh my goodness. First, one guy has brass knuckles. Now this guy on the whole other side of town has metal knuckles. Possession of metal knuckles, a controlled substance, and an assault weapon, and a tire iron. And importing, manufacturing, or keeping for sale a large capacity magazine. Is that like for a gun magazine? A 35-year-old man was arrested in the 100 block of such and such a drive for being under the influence of a controlled substance, carrying a concealed dagger, and possession of a controlled substance and drug paraphernalia. A 34-year-old man at the scene who was with him was also cited for being under the influence of a controlled substance. A 30-year-old man was arrested in the 100 block of such and such a street for battery and damaging a police vehicle in violation of his parole. Next, a 53-year-old woman was cited for battery in a 2600 block of each such and such. An attempted residential burglary was reported in the 2100 block of such and such a place. A 33-year-old man was arrested in the 2700 block of such and such a road for delaying a peace officer and for petty theft. A 23-year-old man was arrested in the 300 block of such and such a street for being under the influence of a controlled substance and misdemeanor warrant. A 37-year-old man was arrested near the boulevard for driving under the influence of drugs and or alcohol. A man, aged 25, was arrested in the 2200 block of the boulevard for carrying a concealed dagger in his shoe. Oh my goodness. A burglary was reported in the 300 block of such and such a lane. A 35-year-old man reported he was the victim of a robbery and an assault with a deadly weapon in the 900 block of East Avenida de la such and such. A 37-year-old woman was arrested in the 2200 block of such and such for being under the influence of a controlled substance. A man, age 43, was arrested near such and such a drive and the Main Street Boulevard for being under the influence of a controlled substance and or alcohol. Vaughn's grocery store in the 1700 block of such and such reported a commercial burglary and grand theft. Oh, good thing that's not the Vaughn's I shop at, so that's good. It's in a whole nother town. Oh my goodness. A 39-year-old man reported that he was the victim of a scam after sending $15,000 to Nigeria. Are you kidding me? people are still falling for that scam. Oh my goodness. Crazy. A 23-year-old man was arrested in the 1100 block of such and such for being under the influence of a controlled substance, and last but not least, a man aged 21 was arrested in the 2000 block of such and such a road for assault with a deadly weapon. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's crazy. I sure do enjoy it. I sure do enjoy reading these Sheriff's Blotter and it's terrible. Sheriff's Blotter and the obituary. But the crazy part is, every time I do that, I say I'm not going to do it anymore. And every time the paper comes, I still do it. That's terrible. Let's see. Well, that was a good Sheriff's Blotter. I get backlogged with the Sheriff's Blotters, but I try to read them all. I have a pile here, and I try to do them right away, but sometimes they get backlogged. But it's still fun to read them, no matter what week they happened. To me, it's like they just happened yesterday. Do you guys like the Sheriff's Blotter? Let me know. Let me know if you like the Sheriff's Blotters. Thanks for watching.